Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Sunday, May 30th, 2021. And this is a day that is ruled by the crown chakra and guided by accomplishment. And the galactic signature of today is the blue spectral hand energy. We are also entering another galactic month or moon in the galactic calendar. And this is the second from the final moon of this galactic year. On the 26th of July, we are going to be entering a new galactic year, and we will have a special video just talking about the energies of that year when it does approach. That video on the sixth sun will be coming out as well. Yesterday was a really strange day energetically, at least for me and for a lot of people that I know. Just a lot of tiredness, a lot of fatigue, a lot of just heavier energy, denser energy. And so I spent the day mostly in bed. It was one of those weird days where I just simply could not motivate myself to do much of anything until around 6 o'clock at night. Yeah, so lots of big plans for yesterday and everything that was going to get accomplished, but it turned out to be, you know, I'll say a self-care day. Anything that we do is self-care, I guess, when we're taking care of ourselves the way we need. And so even if we don't feel that it was, you know, I didn't necessarily do a luxurious bath and go out in nature and do all the fun self-care things. It was more just a being in bed was my version of self-care for the day. And sometimes that's what we need. So that will be coming out. I'm definitely very excited to bring you guys that information. It's not something that we hear about a whole lot. And so I'm just grateful to my friend Tommy for turning me on to that information, which is really fascinating and really lines up well with all of the different energies that we talk about on here. It's so interesting how you see from a different perspective or a different lens in all of these different interpretations of energy and interpretations of the world and what it is that we're shifting through. But even though they're different, they're also the same, and it's a lot of the same. The energy repeats itself regardless of what lens we're viewing it through, I guess is the way that I'm trying to say that. So it's just really fun and interesting, and I really enjoy being able to view things through all the different lenses that we can on this channel, because there's so many different perspectives to explore and different ways to understand this ascension process and understand the energies that we're working with. So yeah. That being said, this is now the crystal moon of cooperation. And so each of the 13 months or moons in the galactic calendar coincides to a different tone of creation. And so this month or moon, which goes from today until June 26th, we're going to be working with the crystal tone, which is all about dedicating, universalizing, and cooperation. And I am going to read to you guys from the Astro Dream Advisor the deeper assessment of the crystal tone and what it stands for. But we're really looking at this energy of how and what we are dedicating ourselves to, right? Where are we dedicating ourselves in our lives? How can we universalize our experience, right? How can we take everything, all of the wisdom that we've learned, that we've gained, everything that we've learned, and synthesize that into a viewpoint, into something that we can share with others so that they can relate, right? How do we make that relatable? This is about the experiences that we have are universal experiences. There is nothing that one person's experiences that others are not experiencing as well, right? Because we are all so connected. And so how can we take the wisdom from these universal experiences and really share it with others in a way that they can understand and relate to help them grow? It's that tone of cooperation. So this is about working together. This is about bringing the pieces together. This is about understanding and honoring our unique gifts, abilities, and talents, and contributing those to the whole, and really coming together with others in order to share all of our different strengths, right? Because we're all one, and we all are these incredibly powerful beings, right? But we all have our unique strengths, the areas where we excel. And so when we can put the area where we excel together with an area where somebody else excels, and it just builds on itself, right? And this is how we create community. This is how we create conscious, thriving communities, which is a huge energy that we're moving into as we move into this new earth. So this is a really powerful energy that we're working with. And the quote for this is, "A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality." And that's from John Lennon. And that's really beautiful, right? Because that shows the power, right? One person has incredible power. But when you unite that energy with a group, that power grows exponentially. And so when we're working toward building and creating this new earth, right? This is about all of us coming together, dreaming that collective dream, and collectively uniting to bring that dream into reality. Until the collective consciousness agrees on a dream, that dream can't become reality. And that's why it's so important for us to continue shifting. And as we shift individually, we begin to shift collectively as well. The more lights get turned on, the brighter that light gets. And that's what this awakening, this ascension process is all about. It's about people's lights turning on, right? And it's as our light turns on, it's allowing that light to grow brighter and brighter, and to illuminate and to activate the lights around it. So yeah, just really, really beautiful. And so the description of the tone from the Astro Dream Advisor says, Tone 12 is about stability and expansion, greater constellation, union of polarity, and the framework of connectedness. 12 is the ray of complex stability, the foundation of self and the foundation of essence in union with the mystical truth of polarity. All things are interwoven in the dance of yin and yang. All parts make up a greater whole. Draw on the wisdom, strength, and stability you derive as a member of the greater council. No matter what you experience, there is a complex stability in the larger pattern that invites you to feel stable as you expand and evolve. Living in a world of polarities, yet knowing that all parts are one in the unified whole, creates the underlying framework of connectedness. The hologram of polarity is simply the structure, the loom upon which worlds and realities are woven. Stability is a matter of perception. Find where you can openly flow and expand in the midst of seeming complexity. Utilize the relationships created by polarity to explore and expand any self-limiting construct. Open your perceptions. Through you, the mysterious balance of the cosmos is fulfilled. And so this is talking about the understanding, right? That polarities are not actually opposites. They are two sides of the same coin, right? They share a similarity as well. They are a counterbalance. They assist each other. And this is something that we can see the opposite of that. A lot of people, it's as we are coming into this understanding, we're seeing the extremes of when polarity is misunderstood, right? We're seeing that in the world around us, where we have these people who are thinking in black and white. And if I'm right, that makes you wrong, right? And this understanding of, if I believe this and you believe the opposite of that, then that means that you are the opposite of me. And really getting entrenched and digging their heels into one perspective, one side, if you will, to the point of not being able to see, hear, or understand the other side. Thinking of that as their opposite. Thinking of that as something that needs to be railed against. Right? And so we see the trauma and the drama that this brings in the world when we operate from that viewpoint, instead of understanding an opposing belief system, an opposing opinion, an opposing perception, an opposing reality as just another variable, another side of a similar experience, right? And so when we can begin to unite those energies, that is when we begin to heal this divide, when we begin to see the similarities, when we begin to see and understand that one is complementing the other, not competing with the other. All right. And so that's sort of the overriding energy that we're working with this 12th tone of creation, this crystal tone, as we move through this next month or moon. And today's individual signature is the blue spectral hand energy. And this is a beautiful energy. This blue hand energy is all about knowing, accomplishment, and healing. So it's a big energy of closure, of completion. So we're completing things today. We're completing things, and we're really working with our hands, right? And so this is in a metaphorical sense and in a physical sense. In a metaphorical sense, what is it that we are creating? What is it that we are completing? What is it that we are accomplishing in our lives in general with the healing work that we are doing on ourselves? This is a big energy of healing with the blue hand. So what aspect of our healing process are we completing? How are we putting the energy into that today, that gentle, loving energy into our own healing process? How are we available to assist others in their healing process, right? And also in the physical, like what are we creating and completing with our hands in our physical reality? So what are we accomplishing there? But it's accomplishing from a place of love, from a place of connection to the truth of ourselves, not from a place of obligation or a place of doing things just for the sake of doing things, right? This is doing things with intent. This is bringing things to completion with intent. And it's an energy of knowing and understanding. As we go through this process, we gain a greater knowledge, we gain a greater understanding. When I was reading a little bit about the energy, as I always do before these videos, I was imagining when if you ever watch a baby, when they first discover their hands and then they discover their feet, right? It's like they're always touching them. And yeah, they put them in their mouth sometimes, right? But they're touching everything. In order to gain a greater understanding of what it is, they physically reach out and touch it. And so there's an energy, there's a knowledge that comes through the physical touching of things, the utilization of the hand. The hand is a great sensory organ. We sense and perceive a lot through our hands. Those of us who work with energy, this is a big day for people who work with energy, right? With that hand, it's like a very Reiki-like energy. And so what is the first place that we start really noticing the sensations of energy in our bodies when we're working with energy? It's our hands, because they are so sensitive. And so it's really like, what are we learning? How are we taking in the information about our reality through our hands, both our metaphorical hands, right, and our physical hands? And we are going to read, of course, from the Astro Dream Advisor, which says, Blue hand is a gateway and opening, a portal from one understanding to another. A clue to the meaning of blue hand is found in the meditation. I am, by thinly veiled design, the threshold to other dimensions. In my ending is my beginning. The initiatory gateway awaits. Blue hand is the seventh or last archetype in the cycle of development of primary being. It represents the power found in completion. Blue hand is seen as a closure, which is really an opening to another level of being, right? Every ending is a beginning. Like the fluidity of moving water, blue hand is associated with the process of dance, mudra, and beauty. This movement is a metaphor for the ebb and flow of life. In meditation with Monique, experience the flowing quality that is the beauty of the cosmic dance. Remember this essence and this fluidity at times when your life feels most inflexible or lacking in beauty. And so this is once again that metaphor of the literal dance, utilizing literal dance today, and also that metaphorical dance of life. Blue hand represents the beauty way, the ability to see intrinsic beauty within yourself and in all things. Living the beauty way requires being in your full beauty and power. From this place, your self-authority naturally flows. This is the position where your ego is aligned with divine will. When you are standing in your full beauty and power, your very presence invites others to be all that they are, right? It's the lights, activating the lights in others. To the Maya, blue hand represents the deer, the gentle, serenely aware guide who walks in fluid beauty and grace, opening and revealing. The essence of blue hand is held in the metaphor of a wave. The wave has many stages, from momentum to crest to completion, and merging with the ocean once again. Blue hand connects you to the greater ocean and reveals the shores of your true identity. If you identify with the struggle of eddies and storms, that is the learning you will draw to you. If you identify with your oneness of spirit, by the law of affinity, that is what you will become. The energy of blue hand will also help you to manifest spiritual skills, especially those intuitive gifts such as oracular divination. In each incarnation, you bring certain gifts. Each path, from the priest and priestess to shaman and dancer to artist and gardener, carries varied tools and skills. You have chosen certain gifts and tools that offer you a way to interact with others and your life process. This may be as simple as calling on your innate wisdom and insight in order to see clearly the gifts and tools that you carry. And the individual tone that we are working with today is tone 11, spectral. And so this is all about change, disintegration, letting go, stripping away, complexity, moving to simplicity. 11 is the ray of dissonance, the foundation of self combined with the foundation of essence self, catalyzed by the point of unity. 11 is the process of disintegration, stripping away the layers down to your core essence. Unity, the great illuminator, is transforming patterns and structures, freeing you from things that no longer serve your emerging wholeness. Look through the surface appearance of your process. Let complexity dissipate, becoming the blessing of simplicity. With the spectral tone of 11, cherished ideals, beliefs, and images of all kinds are being brought up for you to re-examine, illuminate, and transform. And this goes very well as we are beginning Mercury retrograde, a couple days in now, right? Examine what appears dissonant in your life. Let go. Embrace the disintegration process without resisting or judging it. The rigid walls of your resistance are being broken down. Getting through your resistance and boundaries prepares a space for greater wisdom. You are becoming an open system. Anything that defines you is being stripped away. Expect clearing and change. As your facade crumbles and your walls come tumbling down, the true illumination of self bursts through. So very, very powerful there. And then I am actually going to have to look this up to get the affirmations, because something about how I did this today didn't quite translate to me being able to skip back. Here we go. All right. So the affirmations for today are: I dissolve in order to know, releasing healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by my own power doubled. And the second affirmation is: I am Monique Hand. I am your artistic and healing abilities. I give to you beauty and accomplishment. And the guidance is to focus on consciously evoking what you want to happen. Bring completion to areas of your life that allow you to move to the next higher level of being. Enter the gateway of healing. And we are also recommended to put your hands to good use. Offer your hands as healing hands to someone who needs some tender loving care. If you need some help healing yourself, don't be too proud to ask. Find something useful to do today and accomplish something to be proud of. Use your hands to touch, create, and heal. So really, really beautiful, beautiful, gentle, loving energy that we're working with today. But with that, with this tone that's asking us to release, right? That's asking us to liberate ourselves. We are in that dissolution process, that dissolving process as well. And so part of our healing process today, part of our this deeper knowing that we are digging into today is around what is ready to be released, what is ready to be dissolved. So really allowing that process to flow, seeing the beauty in every ending as we honor the beauty of the new beginning that comes in its wake. All right, so let's get some cards, and I want to actually pull a couple cards from the Intuit Oracle to start here. And before I do that, we will just look at the astrology briefly. I know I keep going back and forth with this. Clear. We do have, there is possibly a seriousness to the energy today. We do have the moon, which is in a loose conjunction with Saturn, and moving closer into conjunction with Saturn as the day goes on. So that energy is sort of bringing a little bit of a somber tone, possibly. We're thinking very deeply about things, about our responsibilities, about our life lessons, right? About all of those day-to-day things as well, the things that we're accomplishing, right? We're in that blue hand tone, which is all about, or signature, which is all about the accomplishment. So we are feeling very a bit somber and serious, possibly where that's concerned. And with the moon also in a loose sextile to Chiron, that's bringing up those wounds a little bit, bringing up what's wanting to be healed. And I want to take a look here at Mars is getting ready and will be in an exact opposition to Pluto later on this week. So we may be beginning to feel the energies of that as well. That's an energy that can really put people on edge. It's bringing up a lot, especially in terms of our power, our empowerment, all of the things that we've been working on, that we really worked on heavily throughout the end of 2020, right? Just bringing back to the surface any shadow things that need to be dealt with there. And we're going to be feeling that on a very emotional, visceral level because of the Mars being in the sign of Cancer, which is that feeling sign. It also feels like a very psychically powerful energy, however. The Mars today is actually in a trine to Neptune, so this is a bit more of a fortuitous. We can feel, it's almost like we feel that Mars moving into conjunction with Pluto energy. It's on the edges of our minds. It feels sort of like an omen, or like something, we know something's coming, and the intensity is building for that. However, today with that trine to Neptune, we're in a much more, this is a much gentler energy. This is an energy of idealism. This is an energy of just overall feeling really good, feeling very inspired. It's a very divinely inspired energy. So tap into that blue hand energy, that inspirational energy, that healing energy, to really create something beautiful today. And try not to get too bogged down with that somber energy of the moon conjunct Saturn. We want to utilize that as well in its highest regard, right? Because this is happening in the sign of Aquarius. And so Aquarius is that forward thinking energy. And so allow that, sort of release the somberness of that energy, and instead step into the excitement of that, the exploration of the unknown, right? Like, how can Aquarius does things differently. So how can we approach our responsibilities differently? How can we approach our healing journey differently? How can we approach any situation in our lives that has felt stagnant, or has felt like it wasn't moving forward, or it like was feeling stuck? How can we apply a different perspective, right? Mercury retrograde, which is also all about the perspective. How can we apply a different perspective to that situation in order to move it forward in a new way? That's how we want to work with that moon conjunct Saturn energy today, as well as that sextile to Chiron is like really looking at these things in a new, more empowered and enlightened way. We also have today Mercury still conjunct Venus, so that is that romantic kind of energy. This is in the sign of Gemini, however, so it's feeling less romantic to me and more social, more like we really want to just get out there and connect with people and bond with people and explore ideas with people, have adventures. It's that sort of adventurous kind of connection, so energy, where we're looking for like-minded people to connect with, and we're really noticing where things are possibly out of alignment with people, where the energies aren't compatible. That may be coming into our focus and into our world as well. And we do have, as Mercury begins his retrograde, that square to Neptune that we were talking about, where things may seem kind of foggy, they may seem kind of fuzzy. We want to pay attention to and Mercury's also squaring Pallas, which is a planet that helps to give us that perspective, that understanding. And so things are really being flipped on their heads right now. We just want to be aware. We want to take note of what it is that we're perceiving, what it is that we're noticing, what it is, the conclusions that we're coming to. And we want to try to suspend those conclusions and just kind of observe what's coming up. Observe it. Maybe write it down, become aware of it, be in that space of awareness, but not necessarily draw firm conclusions and actions, because our thinking could be a little clouded right now. We may not be seeing the whole picture clearly. We're seeing another side of it, and it's important to note what we're seeing, because if we didn't have a certain perspective coming up, nothing comes up during a Mercury retrograde that doesn't already exist within us, right? Things are not just created out of thin air. This is bringing into our consciousness, into our awareness, things within our subconscious, things that we might fear, things that we may have doubted, right? It's bringing all that stuff up to the surface so that we can begin to sift and sort through it. And so it's just being aware of that, and just not making any snap decisions or drawing any snap conclusions from that. We also have the sun conjunct the north node, and the moon trining the nodes, and the moon and the sun are trining each other. So that's a beautiful beneficial energy that we're working with today. A forward moving energy where we are feeling a bit more unified in our emotions and our consciousness as far as like where it is that we're wanting to go. Like there is a complement and a symmetry with that today. All right, clear. Let's see what guidance for today we have from the Intuit Oracle. And these decks are amazing. They're a little awkward because it's like 133 cards, I think, in this deck. And they're very small. They're like a little bit smaller than traditional playing cards. So they're a little bit awkward to shuffle and stuff like that, but they're really amazing and really fun. Okay, so what do we have coming out here? Interesting, we have the 1111 Twin Flames card coming out. And this is also about yin and yang, balancing the masculine and the feminine energies. And so the energies that we're experiencing right now in general, it's a catalyst. It's a catalytic energy, right? This talks about the heart chakra, a heart chakra activation. This talks about an awakening. And so there really is an awakening process going on within us of some aspect of the self, the divine masculine, the divine feminine. I think it's going to sort of vary for people as to what aspect of the self is being activated. I feel a lot of activation in the masculine energy right now. And so this is also, I'm feeling, it's just an activation for people on the twin flame journey in general too. Like there are major awakenings and catalyzing forces right now that are really pushing us deeper into ourselves. It's really with the broom, right? It's clearing out things. We're clearing out all of that purging, all of that unwanted energy. And this is the 11 card. So we have the 1111 card with the 11 card and the 7 card. So these are highly spiritual numbers. These are master numbers. These are powerful energies that we're working with here. And so it's really, we're clearing out that heart chakra right now. Regardless of whether you identify with the twin flame path or not, although there is a lot of powerful catalyzing energy, preparing twin flames for union is really what it feels like, by really purging out a lot of stuff. But like I said, regardless of whether you identify with that journey, we all have a masculine and a feminine within ourselves that are being activated. And I feel like both sides, right, the masculine and the feminine are purging right now. And so this is happening within everyone. And that heart chakra activation is happening within everyone. And that heart chakra activation is purging out a lot of stuff that needs to be removed, right, that is weighing down the heart center. And so this may feel very heavy, right? And so this is kind of like the energy that I was talking about that I was in yesterday, right, of just crawling into bed and really just allowing some of the emotions to flow through, to just be there, right? And really it's with this eclipse season as well, right? We are in the heart of eclipse season right now. We have that next eclipse coming on June 10th, which is all about what's bringing in the new. But now this is a lot about releasing the old. And so we're really in this process of releasing what is not serving, releasing what is preventing us from inner union and outer union. And with the lighthouse here, we're seeing guidance system, right? Our internal guidance system is being activated. Our internal guidance system is really working on overdrive right now, trying to show us things. And so are we listening? Are we paying attention to that? There are also our internal guidance system is trying to help us navigate situations. And there's possibly a lot of unpredictable energies going on right now. Any obstacles that we are seeing in our course, any red flags that are coming up right now, we really want to pay attention to. We really want to pay attention to those things right now. Yeah, and we really want to listen to our inner voice. I'm not going to pull those because of the way they popped out, but we do have the cross on the bottom of the deck, which is all about divine guidance, trials, emotional loss, right? Crisis, fate. So very fated events. Anything cataclysmic that feels like it's happening in your life right now is happening for a reason. It's pushing you more towards your destiny. It's making you dig deeper within yourself. And then we have the mortar and pestle, which is all about alchemy. Breaking things down, transmuting things, changing them into a different form, right? And we have the ball and chain coming out. Heavy, weighed down, codependent, restrictions, addictions, emotional baggage. So this emotional baggage, this resistance, these addictions, all of this heavy energy is what's being alchemized, what's being transformed right now. Possibly, like we said, through painful situations. But then we have the heart card coming out. And this is all about love, romance, joy, bliss, your heart's desires, fulfillment, forgiveness. So this is beautiful energy. This is the energy that we're moving toward. And this is how we alchemize this energy, right? This heavy energy, this ball and chain energy. How we alchemize that is through forgiveness, through kindness, through the heart. We alchemize it through the heart, and that's why we have this huge heart. We have this heart chakra activation going on right now. And this is, in order to alchemize through the heart, we have to, and this goes right into that blue hand energy, right? We have to be able to see everything from that loving perspective, from that compassionate perspective. We have to be forgiving and compassionate both of others and of ourselves right now. We don't want to resist. If we resist this energy, it will persist. Instead, we want to embrace it. We want to love it. We want to hold it like we would a baby. Anything else? Then we have the dog and we have the key. And so this represents a faithful companion, supportive friend, or peer. It can also represent a soulmate, right? And soulmates mean many different things. This feels less like a romantic soulmate and more like a friend or somebody, a shoulder you can lean on. And then the key is liberty. It is solutions, intelligence. So a friend may offer a solution, and this is card number 33. We have card 18 and 33 coming out here. Somebody in our lives may be there to offer us a solution. This is also, the dog can represent healthcare providers. So I'm feeling for some people too, if you're having a health issue, there may be a solution coming for that as well. Or there may be you may be working on your health right now. Maybe you just had a breakthrough where you came to understand why a certain condition was manifesting or what it is that you could do about that. And you're in the process of doing that right now. And that feels very beneficial. Like that's going to move forward and it's going to be very helpful, whatever it is that you are endeavoring and whatever tactic you are using right now. But this is like an insight offered by a friend. So really be aware. Be open to feedback from others right now. Be open to the insights and the wisdom that they may have to share with you. Spirit may be working through your friends right now. They're offering you support. They're offering you solutions. They're offering you a deeper level of insight and clarity where you may not be able to see something clearly yourself. Somebody else in your life may be able to see it for you and sort of convey it to you if you're open in a way that you can understand, right? We have clouds, which indicate thoughts and problems, doubts, indecision, misunderstandings, right? This is very Mercury retrograde energy here. And so if you're in that type of energy, there is a solution, and pay attention to the insights of others. I feel like we really want to pay attention to our own internal compass, right? But we also want to be open to other perceptions. Remember, with this Gemini energy going on right now, it's all about sharing ideas and perspectives. Sometimes we are so clouded by our own emotions, by our own biases, our own perceptions, that we misconstrue things. And other people sometimes can see things more clearly than we can. And so just be aware of that. Because there could be situations that you are misunderstanding right now. And other people may be able to bring you the clarity that you need around that. And then we have the moon, which is all about fantasy, intuition, romance, the psyche. That's beautiful, divine feminine energy. And then we have the stallion, which is all about breaking free. This is about desire as well, right? So there's this energy of breaking free right now. And this horse energy has been coming up a lot, right? So this energy of breaking free from these problems, breaking free from these old thought patterns, from this old conditioning, breaking free from that confusion. And this is a really, really sexy energy when we have the moon with the stallion here too. It's a very romantic energy. It's a very kind of a hot and heavy energy. And so there could be some romance in the air for some people today too. Just, yeah. There could be some people who are beginning to see the truth about romantic partners, about their own perceptions and ideas around romance and relationships, and their own sexuality. Like any of those things may be coming up today as well. And so there could be huge breakthroughs coming for some people in relationship. There could be just, this could represent a lot of the confusion around that, but that there is clarity coming soon. Any final cards here? We have the element of air, and we have the Princess of Earth. So this is all about curiosity, inventiveness, right? Being social, being intellectual. Something is developing. This card represents timing as well, and yes or no answers, rather. And so it says the outcome is likely. And so this outcome, whether this is, and remember, this day is about completions, right? So these completions in your life, it's very likely. And when we're talking about this energy of breaking free, right? Breaking free from these restrictions, this heaviness, this confusion, this is saying that things are moving in that positive direction. We are in that momentum. And so stay open, stay alert, continue gathering information, and don't necessarily crystallize it into an opinion or a belief just yet. Really just allow it to stay open. Remember, air is mutable. And so allow yourself to stay open in that mutable energy. And this is also the Princess of Earth represents Virgo, which is mutable earth. And so once again, that mutable energy coming through, asking us to remain flexible. And of course, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is an air planet. And so a lot of that air energy. So this is merging all of that. This is really taking all of that free-flowing air energy and then beginning to coalesce it and beginning to understand, right? To pluck the understanding out of it, but always remaining open to how that might be changeable, right? Not like we said, not crystallizing like I know what this is. I know the answer. I know where this is going. Just being open to gathering that information, but yes, beginning to analyze it and beginning to ground it, to root it. This is also the energy of the hermit, right? So this is the energy of going within. So this is where we're not necessarily taking that information into the outer reality unless we really feel intuitively called to do so. But we're really just mulling it through on the inside. This also means communication. This is a lot. With these two air type energies, there's definitely communication that could be coming through for people. I couldn't help it. I had to pull a few more. So we have geese. Did I say geese? We have geese. So this is migration, relocation. So there may be some people who are moving right now as well. Moving, traveling. And then we have the double rainbow. We have the trophy, and we have the tree. So this is gorgeous energy to end the reading with, right? This is all about divine intervention, perfect timing, ascension, light codes, cohesion, right? So, and then we have the trophy, which is all about victory, fame, recognition, ambition, achievement, right? Which is very much that blue hand energy as well. And then we have the tree, grounded, health, vitality, roots, personal growth, evolving, connecting to source. So this is really us rooting into, and for some people there is that energy of movement, of this to me represents the goose right now, represents change above all else, but for some people it's also physically relocating, traveling type energies. And if there is somebody I'm feeling who is moving right now or relocating, just know that that's going to be very successful for you. This feels a little bit like a specific message here. If you are moving or relocating right now, know that it is all happening in perfect timing And you're really going to find a sense of stability. It's like if you have sort of drifted around from place to place, or you've tried to settle down places, but it hasn't really felt like home, you haven't really felt connected, you're going to feel much more grounded and connected wherever it is that you're going next. You're going to really be able to put down roots there. You're going to find a lot of success there. And it all, like, it's taken you as long to find this place as it took, because there was a lot of growth that needed to happen in the meantime, and it had to be the perfect timing for you to end up there. And now is that perfect timing, so that's really gorgeous. But I feel like we're also moving into this energy of our perfect divine timing. We're really beginning to synchronize with our divine timing, even if it doesn't seem that way right now. And there's a lot of victory and a lot of stability coming in for us. So I love that as sort of a final closing energy here. So this is just regardless of how, and remember, we're in eclipse season, regardless of how things are shifting and changing, or how for some of us it feels like they're not, and we're just kind of like, what's wrong? Like, this is eclipse season. Things are supposed to be shifting. Why does nothing feel like it's happening? It is happening. For some of us, it's a lot with our light bodies. It's a lot that we're shifting through and transitioning through internally, and that will manifest externally. But right now it's a lot of inner changes. So wherever this change is happening for you, just know that that's exactly where it's meant to be happening. And even if things don't feel like they're shifting and changing, they absolutely are. So just stay confident in that knowing as you move forward. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that you have an amazing day. If you liked this video, hit that like button. It definitely helps the channel to continue to grow. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. My email is also down below with a description of the different services that I offer. If you want a personal reading, if you want an energy healing, if you want a theta healing session, I do a whole bunch of different things. My website is also linked below, so if you want more information on the things that I do, go to my website. I have different tabs where I explain in detail what Belvaspata is, what theta healing is, these different things, just so that you have a better grasp and understanding. Or just shoot me an email. Let me know what you have going on, what it is that you're wanting to heal or work on, and we can decide what is the best approach for you. All right. So much love to each and every one of you. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday.